Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm here reviewing Sports Review Wrestling, March 1987. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. So let's go and review the magazine. Of course, you have the table of contents. Got the mailbag, picture of Bret the Hitman Hart. You got the Tatler, where these are correspondents from all around the country commenting on the wrestling shows that they're watching. A picture of Ron Simmons, a young Ron Simmons. The inquiring reporter, they asked the question, should the UWF heavyweight title be given world title status by the wrestling magazines, by Pro Wrestling Illustrated and all these types of magazines? And there's a lot of people, different opinions. A lot of people say yes, a lot of people say no, and a lot of people say no just because they don't like the fact that the one-man gang is champion. So they're just basically hating on one-man gang. Okay, this article is called We Accuse. And they accused Jim Crockett Promotions for covering up that Hawk had a broken leg. He got that broken leg in Japan, but then he still showed up and wrestled at Starrcade '86, the scaffold match, not Night of the Skywalkers. And Jim Crockett Promotions did not tell the fans, and they figured that something that serious, you shouldn't be wrestling with a broken leg. But that's Hawk, that's the Road Warriors. That's what they did back in the day. Top wrestlers answer your question of the month. The question of the month is, do you still see yourself wrestling 10 years from now? And we got guys like Larry Zbyszko, Ron Garvin, Lex Luger, Tully Blanchard, Terry Gordy, Stan Hansen, Rick Morton, Brian Adias, Ted DiBiase, and Wendell Cooley. Now, this magazine came out about 86. So that means how many people were still wrestling in 96? Larry Zbyszko was not, even though I think he wrestled a little bit in 87. In 97 where he wrestled Bischoff. But he had retired. Ronnie Garvin, I don't know what happened to him. Lex Luger was still wrestling. Not sure about, I don't think Tully was wrestling. Terry Gordy was wrestling. He at least had that little run as the executioner in WWF. I think Stan Hansen was wrestling. Rick Morton was wrestling. I'm not sure about Brian Adias. Ted DiBiase had already retired because of the injury, and I have no idea about Wendell Cooley, so I don't know if any of those guys, I don't know if he wrestled for 10 years later. Of course, back issues of Inside Wrestling, back issues of The Wrestler. Wrestler of the Month is given to Road Warrior Hawk, basically because he wrestled in Starrcade '86 with that broken leg. So they admired his guts for doing that. You got your sports review interview with Tony Atlas. This is when he first came to World Class Wrestling, Championship Wrestling. And they got exclusive coverage. Starrcade '86, the best yet. They got some pictures of highlights from Starrcade '86, Night of the Skywalkers. Okay, they got Tim Horner and Nelson Royal versus Don and Rocky Carnoodle. Shaska Watley and Conquer the Barbarian versus Baron Von Raschke and Hector Guerrero. Wahoo McDaniel versus Rick Rude in a strap match. Jimmy Valiant versus Paul Jones in a hair match. If Paul Jones loses, he gets his hair shaved. If Jimmy Valiant loses, his girlfriend would get her hair shaved. Well, I guess it's his wife. Of course, Jimmy Valiant won. Talk Rock and Roll Express versus the Andersons in a steel cage, and Tully Blanchard versus Dusty Rhodes in a First Blood match, and Brad Armstrong versus Jimmy Garvin, Bubba Rogers versus Ronnie Garvin, Sam Houston versus Bill Dundee, Ivan Koloff and Crusher Khrushchev versus the Kansas Jayhawks, the Road Warriors versus the Midnight Express in a scaffold match, Night of the Skywalkers, and Ric Flair versus Nikita Koloff. I'm pretty sure this was the match where Nikita Koloff's junk fell out of his tights, and Tom Young had to try to push it back in, put it back in. Who gave Kamala this gruesome order? Bring me the head of Hulk Hogan. So just talks about the savagery of Kamala and how devastating he was, and even though he had no wrestling techniques, he still might have been able to beat Hulk Hogan and stop him. Of course, that did not happen. And first and goal, Steve Williams closes in on the UWF title. Just talks about Steve Williams' chances at getting that UWF title. He didn't get it against the one-man gang, but he did eventually get it. UWF's John Tatum arrested, charged with homicide. Yeah, basically. So this was kind of shocking because I didn't think they would actually negligent. Anyway, yeah, he was charged for arrest for homicide. I didn't think that they would actually cover this in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines. The kayfabe mags. I mean, I heard about this story, but I didn't realize how bad it was. It was a head-on collision, and the person was killed. And John Tatum suffered 2 broken ankles. The girl that was riding with him suffered, I think, broken legs. Yeah, this was pretty bad, and I just, when I heard the story, I didn't really hear about it being this bad. But yeah, I'm just shocked that these magazines wrote about that stuff. That's something for the Observer. I didn't think the After mags would be writing about this, but here it is. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think John Tatum served jail time. I'm not even sure about that, but yeah, that negligent. Okay, I know that word. I ain't stupid. I do know that word, but I just cannot pronounce it. Now, here are the ratings. Top 10 ratings. Number 1, the NWA World Champion Ric Flair. Number 2, WWF World Champ Hulk Hogan. Number 3, the Intercontinental Champion Randy Savage. Number 4, the U.S. Champ Nikita Koloff. Number 5, the Southern Champ Lex Luger. Number 6, the World Class Champion Kevin Von Erich. Number 7, the AWA World Champion Nick Bockwinkel. Number 9, Dusty Rhodes. Number 8, Dusty Rhodes. Number 9, Paul Orndorff. And number 10, Jake the Snake Roberts. Top tag teams. Number 1, the Road Warriors. Number 2, the Rock Roll Express. Number 3, the WWF Tag Team Champions, the British Bulldogs. Number 4, Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff. Number 5, the Fantastics. Number 6, the NWA World Tag Team Champions, Manny Fernandez and Rick Rude. Number 7, the Rougeau Brothers. Number 8, the Midnight Rockers. Number 9, the Fabulous Ones. And number 10, the AWA World Tag Team Champions, Playboy Buddy Rose and Doug Summers. So still some continuation from the mailbag. This month in Pro Wrestling Illustrated, it's a superpower summit as Dusty Rhodes joins forces with Nikita Koloff. A shocking story by Colonel De Beers explains how the South African meant to kill Jimmy Snuka. A full-color pin-up and biography of Lex Luger. The fans demand it's time for WWF house cleaning. Ted DiBiase says he's tired of being the UWF's whipping boy. And an exclusive press conference with Dingo Warrior. In Inside Wrestling, this month in Inside Wrestling, Ric Flair's title forecast for 1987 is gloomy, cloudy skies today and no rain tomorrow. Hulk Hogan celebrates his third anniversary as WWF World Champion. Have the British Bulldogs lost their bite? Eddie Gilbert is the willing victim of Missy Hyatt's kiss of death. In an exclusive hot seat interview, Lex Luger declares that his 5-year plan is 4 years ahead of schedule, and Ivan and Nikita Koloff go at it one-on-one. Continuation of the interview with Tony Atlas. Continuation of people being asked about the status of the UWF world title. Should it get world title status? We accuse. Continuation accusing the Crockett's of covering up Hulk's broken leg. Him working out with the broken leg. Continuation of the Tatler. And continuation of the matches from Starrcade 86. And that was a review of Sports Review Wrestling, March 1987. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, I should say. And I'll see you next time.